How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and today we're going to be talking about GameStop and AMC and look at how they actually perform today in the market. So like I normally do in my videos, we're going to be doing a technical analysis on both of these stocks, and there's also going to be price predictions and price targets and looking at support and resistance areas that we need to be aware of and we need to respect. And this is in consideration even if you're thinking about doing a swing trade or you're thinking about doing just a day trade or something short term. Anyone who's thinking about investing long term, I would suggest you watch from the sidelines, all right? So let's get into it. All right, so we're going to be doing the technical analysis on GME GameStop. So what we saw here, we ended up gapping up today to $117 from closing yesterday at 105, which is good. And it was also to be expected as well. Like, again, this was a stock literally in the middle of the week. Let's bring it back a little bit. That you could see was literally in that 40 range, right? It was literally trading in that 40 to 50 range. So it closing at 100 was a good thing, and we definitely expected to see a gap up, right? So that's pretty much what we ended up seeing. So as you can see here, we had some resistance going from, as you can see, around 522, right, up until 7 o'clock. Then we broke that resistance area and then boom, made a move up to 128. So if you look across here, 129. So this ended up being the resistance area in regards to the rest of pre-market going from 7 and on. We never were able to break through that. So as you can see here right at open, I was definitely expecting this to happen. Like I said, with a lot of volume and a lot of momentum and a lot of buying, things can get very interesting when it comes to this stock, all right? So as you can see here, I ended up hitting, started briefly, very briefly, not that long as you can see. At 114, made a strong move all the way up to $142.90. And that was literally the high of the day. It did not end up reaching this level at all. I know a lot of people are looking forward to that 150 and so forth, but hey, it didn't happen. But it's still a good trade for anyone. Even if you would have gotten here in this range around 118, that's still a strong move, and you would still make a good amount of money if you would have sold even at around 140, 139 and so forth. But anyways, we end up having a sharp sell-off here, as you can see, around $112, right? We take a look at the RSI, and it's around 38. And then as you can see, as the day goes on, strong downward movement, and there's just a lot of selling going on here. So one of the things I'm realizing and I've been seeing, and it was part of the reason why I said that area of $100 was a very, very important level for GME to stay above. So anyone who was trading, or you watched my video yesterday and I was talking about how important that $100 level is, you get to see it, because there were definitely so many different occasions as we continue to go forward where if you would have put in an order at 100 and if you were looking to scalp or do some trades, you would have definitely been having a really great day. Like, let's be honest here. Like, let's take a look. This is why I showed you the 100 level is very important. Like, take a look at this. We see those support areas at 100 and why they need to be respected, even from yesterday's after hours. So that's why I was saying that 100 level just needs to be respected, and it's a good area if you were ever thinking about getting a position for short-term gains, of course. You don't want to get in at 100 for long-term, especially not right now. There's not enough news that has come out to have GameStop at that value. I just need to be honest and straight up with you guys. So as soon as when it broke 100, as we could see, we saw a strong move downwards, getting down to $86. So since we know, and this is a very risky stock to trade. It can be very unpredictable. Once it broke 100, you're definitely looking forward to seeing it get back to that support. All right? With all of the hype and a lot of the excitement behind this stock, I was not surprised when I saw it go to 86 and make its way back to 100, because that has been shown to be a support area. So even when you look at 86 here and we take a look at where the RSI was, look at that. It's right where we wanted it. It was right at 30. So again, that's another opportunity for a day trade right there. So anyways, it ends up moving up to this resistance area at around 105. And as you can see, all the way from 120, and we didn't end up passing this resistance area until 234. All right. And that came with a strong movement when it bounced off the support again of $100 and moving all the way up to $124. Again, that is a good amount of profit right there. If you were trading this 100 to 123, like literally, that's almost just that alone. That's good. I ain't complaining about that. Like, that's one of the things you got to look at. That's like right there, that one trade alone, that's almost 25%, right? 25% gain right there. So that's something to take into consideration. So anyways, as we can see here, it made that strong move up just around 252. And then we end up having the sells, right? This is what's happening. No one's not trying to hold this over the weekend. And as we can see here, it just ended up closing the day at around... Oh no, that's the current price going on right now. I was about to tell you guys that the after hours price, but it ended up closing the day at 101, which is good, and I'm not complaining about, because like I said, it's staying above $100 is really the goal. As long as GME can stay above $100, I look at it as that psychological number, where if people are seeing that, then there's going to continue to be a lot more momentum and a lot of volume in this stock when it's staying above 100, right? Also, as you can see here, that $100 level still remains to be a strong support level. All the way we could see here during regular trading hours around 115, and then even into after hours. It's literally 99, 100, 99, 100. And I won't be surprised if it ends up closing the day at 100. Keep in mind, let's take a look at the time, 5:33 p.m. So this 99 to 100 area, if it closes the day, hey, that's good. That's actually bullish. Even though it was down on the day by 6.43%, it's staying above 100 is good because it still gives us more room and more cushion for that squeeze that we're looking for, right? And also the fact that it's going to be a brand new week next week and so forth, and depending on how the markets are, things can get very interesting. So now you're probably asking, so Dre, what's the next support level, right? We already see it at 99. We already see it at 100. So one of the levels we're going to want to be looking at the break is 105, right? So once we break that 105, because that was a little bit of a resistance area near close, then definitely 110 would be the next destination. And if we get past 110, what do you think the next area is going to be? 115. What do you think the next area is going to be? And we showed that some support earlier in the morning here. The next area would be around 120. And we pass 120, we get past 125, and then boom. 130 is not that far away. And I know for a fact if we get past 130, it will definitely make a strong move to 140. All right, so that's one of the things I wanted to show you guys. But again, if you're thinking about trading GME on a short term or on a swing, $100 has proven to be that level. And I've told you guys this already. All right, so I just wanted to remind you guys of that and respect that. If you see it go below 100, hey, that's a great place to add, but make sure you have a stop loss in place. So let's say, for example, you caught it at 86. Let's say, for example, the trade just went the other way, right? It didn't go to the upside. Then make sure you have a stop loss around 80, because if it ever broke 80, you better believe it's going to go down to 70, and it can go just as quickly down to 60, all right? So just take that into consideration as well, because let's take a look at the levels to kind of show you guys. Look, so we have 86 where we recovered quickly, right? So where's the next support level at? Look, is that really a proven level? Not really, right? So that's why I would literally set it, I would set it like at 80 or 70. All depends on how much risk you're willing to actually stomach. All right, so let's jump in on the technical analysis for AMC. So overall on the day, ended up finishing negative 3.38%, right? Which is fine, that's okay. And also we got to take a look at, hey, you know what? There wasn't really a lot of crazy movement to be seen. It was actually pretty steady. It was trading under VWAP for quite some time, but we're going to be getting into that just now, all right? So let's talk about what happened today, earlier in the morning. So earlier in the morning, we ended up having a gap up. I love seeing gap ups. Again, this is something we want to see, especially in a stock like AMC. So as you can see, it stayed consolidating. Looks like it built up some strong support in this area, as we could see in that 790s to 780s, right? So mid 780s to 790. Started having a strong move up here, but we ended up forming a very solid support here, as you can see, from 705 all the way to open, keeping it to around $8.26, right? So that was the expected range. The resistance level throughout the entire pre-market area, as you can see, is $8.58, right? So at market open, we had some momentum coming, right? We definitely had some momentum. As you can see here, we got to $9.02, and that was pretty much that resistance area. We were unable to actually test that. As you can see, there were some buys here, then we had a sharp sell-off going in here, right? So one of the things that we need to take a look at, let me just switch this over, is look at this here. Where do we have support? $7.61 is where we hit that low of the day, right? During regular trading hours. So what does this mean? I'm going to give you guys a moment. All right. So what this means is these are areas where, you know what, for anyone who's doing this short term or they're swinging this is not a bad area to consider, right? Because if 761, 763, that particular area is a strong support area, we can make moves off this area, right? Now, let's take a look at this. It got to 795. Up here, 239, got to 828. And then, again, just could not get past that $9, but it got to $8.63 and then came right back down. And as you can see, started selling off all the way to close, right? And then literally just ended up finishing the day at $8.01. And you know what? This is actually something to take a look at, and it's actually something I don't even mind. I really don't mind where it ended up finishing on the day. As you can see, very, very strong support in that $8 range, right? Just below VWAP at $8.15, but no complaints there because we could definitely see a gap up for next week. This is definitely a good setup for a gap up. We already know what the catalyst and news has been around AMC, right? So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing a gap up. If let's say, for example, we end up closing at, say, around 801, 805, I'd like to see a gap up to 815. That would be really good. And definitely see us get back to that $9 range on Monday. Especially if the market is green and everything is going well. I'm definitely looking forward for us to break this resistance level here and actually make a move to 950. Because if we kind of spread this chart out a little bit to show you guys. Let's go to the 5-day, 5-minute quick. Look where we could see, and this was literally on the 25th, so yesterday. Look at this line here, $10. I would love to see us revisit this area next week, right? It's shown that we do have some support there. But also as we extend this chart out, look at this. We could see this area is a support area, all right? The next support level, and if we end up gapping down, it would be around this area, as you can see here, around 750, right? But I'm going to remain bullish on this. If everything is green next week, market's looking good, we're definitely going to be getting a gap up because I do believe when things open up and, you know, the vaccines get rolled out, more people are getting them, and hey, and we're able to go back to the movies at a full scale, or even just a little bit better and a lot more progressive than where we are at now, AMC is definitely worth more than $10. All right. So even for anyone who might be thinking about this long term, make sure you keep an eye on these areas. Like, it's not a bad idea to add around 7. Another area you could add, like you have $7. Another area that you could add is $6. But again, will it return to that? I'm not too sure. But anything in that 7 range, if you can catch it, is good. Low 8s is good, but I'm definitely looking for a strong move back to 9 and reclaim back to 10s next week, all right? So there you have it. This week in the market was not the greatest, so I'm really looking forward to see what things look like for next week. As I was saying, it is very important for GME to stay in that $100 range. Being at 99, that's fine. You can make that move to 100, but that 100 area just carries a lot of psychological factors into consideration. whenever it does well holding that 100 area, we always see moves above it. So anyone that was looking at it for a short-term move, it's definitely something that you need to respect and understand and take a look at if you're thinking about looking into doing this play. I've mentioned this in the videos prior to this, that $100 level is very, very important. So I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on that, seeing where I could do some trades. I have a few shares that I'm holding, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. Yes, I've bought and I've sold many times throughout the day today. Again, I'm just doing that because, again, I did lose a little bit in regards to what happened previously. And hey, I'm just excited that I made that money back, but I still have some shares that I'm holding in regards for the movement. And for AMC, like I was saying, I'm definitely still bullish on it. We saw where the price was before all of this started happening with GME. So I definitely do believe that AMC is going to be over $10 at the bare minimum, with all things considered in regards to the environment that we're in moving forward as far as vaccinations and movie theater openings and so forth. All right. So I'm still bullish, and we just got to see what happens for Monday. We can't predict the future, but I hope you guys found this helpful, and stay tuned for the next video.